Hey everyone, welcome back to English Learning. I'm Mr. B, and today we have an amazing episode for you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna, and I'm so excited about today's topic because honestly, I love traveling.
Right? And you know what? Many English learners feel nervous when they travel because they don't know how to plan a trip in English. So today, we're going to help you feel confident and ready.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, it's actually really fun when you learn real phrases that native speakers actually use.
Exactly. Before we jump in, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode. You guys' support really helps us create better content for you.
Yes. And hey, comment down below. Where do you want to travel? Tell us in the comments. Okay, let's get started.
So, Anna, let me ask you, when was the last time you took a trip?
Oh, good question. Actually, I took a trip to Thailand about 6 months ago, and it was incredible. But you know what? The planning part was honestly more stressful than the trip itself
Really? Why was that?
because I didn't have a plan. I didn't know how to book hotels in English. I wasn't sure about bus tickets. And when I got to the airport, I was so confused about everything. It was a mess, honestly.
That's so relatable. And that's exactly why we're doing this episode today. When you plan a trip in English, it actually becomes so much easier. You know what to do, where to go, and you can even save money.
Oh, yes. I wish I had planned better because I definitely spent more money than I needed to. But anyway, today we're going to learn how to plan a trip properly, and we're going to do it in English. The goal is to make you feel confident and comfortable.
Perfect. And the best part? We're going to learn real phrases that you actually need, not just boring grammar rules. These are phrases that native speakers use every single day when they travel.
Okay, Mr. B. So, what are the 8 steps? Give me the overview first.
Great question. So, the 8 steps are: first, decide where you want to go. Second, check the dates and weather. Third, book your flights. Fourth, find and book accommodation. Fifth, plan activities and attractions. Sixth, arrange transportation. Seventh, prepare documents and money. And eighth, make a packing list and final check. These steps are simple, but they're so important.
Okay, I like that. It's very organized. Let's go through each one slowly so people can really understand and practice.
So let's start with step 1, deciding where you want to go. This seems easy, right? But actually, this is where English becomes important.
Yeah, because you need to research places, right? You need to read information about different countries.
Exactly. So imagine you're talking to a friend about traveling. You might say something like, "I'm thinking about visiting Japan. Have you ever been there?" See? You use the phrase, "I'm thinking about visiting." This is very natural English.
Oh, nice. I like that phrase. So, what else can we say?
You could also say, "I'm considering going to Greece," or "I've always wanted to visit Mexico." These are all natural ways to talk about travel destinations.
Right. And then your friend might ask you, why do you want to go there? And you can answer with different reasons.
Perfect. You could say, "Because I want to experience the culture," or "The beaches look amazing," or "I heard the food is incredible." These are reasons that sound very natural.
I love this. So, when you're planning, you think about what you want to do and see. And there are some great questions to ask yourself, like, do you want to go to a beach? Do you want to go hiking? Do you want to visit historical places?
Absolutely. And here's a vocabulary tip. A destination is the place you want to go. An attraction is something interesting to see or do there. So if you say the main attractions in Paris are the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre Museum, that sounds very professional and clear.
Okay, so you've decided where you want to go. Now what? Step 2 is checking dates and weather, right?
Exactly. This is so important. You need to know, first, when you want to travel, and second, what the weather will be like,
Why does the weather matter so much?
because it affects everything: your packing, your activities, your budget. For example, if you travel to Thailand during the rainy season, it's cheaper, but there's more rain. If you travel during the dry season, it's more expensive, but the weather is beautiful.
Oh, that's smart. So, what phrases do we use here?
Good question. You might say, when is the best time to visit Thailand? It's a very common question. And the answer could be, the best time is from November to February because the weather is dry and cool.
Nice. And what about if someone asks you about your travel dates?
They might ask you, when are you planning to go? And you can answer, I'm planning to go next summer, probably in July and August. Or if you want to be specific, I'm traveling from July 1st to July 15th.
Okay, and then how do you check the weather?
You can check a weather website or weather app. You can ask a travel agent, or you can just ask a friend who has been there. You could say, what was the weather like when you went to Japan? And they can tell you about it.
Right. And here's a tip: pack for the weather. If you're going somewhere hot, bring sunscreen and light clothes. If you're going somewhere cold, bring a warm jacket and boots.
Exactly. And here's a useful vocabulary. Tropical climate means hot and humid. Temperate climate means not too hot, not too cold. Dry season is when there's very little rain, and rainy season is when there's a lot of rain. These words help you talk about weather professionally.
Okay, Mr. B. So this is where things get a little more detailed. Step 3, booking flights. This can feel complicated, but let me promise you, it's not that hard.
Right. So, first, you need to decide, are you flying direct or do you want a connection? A direct flight goes straight to your destination. A connection flight means you stop at another airport and then fly to your final destination.
And typically, direct flights are more expensive, right?
Yes, usually they are, but they're faster and more convenient. Connecting flights are cheaper but take longer.
Okay, so let's imagine someone is booking a flight. What websites do they use?
Great question. There are websites like Expedia, Kayak, Google Flights, and many airlines' official websites.
And when you're on these sites, you need to fill in information.
Like what information?
You need to put your departure city, your destination, your departure date, and your return date. Then you click search, and you see all the available flights with prices.
And what are some phrases we use when talking about flights?
Perfect question. You might say, I need a round-trip ticket to London, or I'm looking for a one-way flight to Barcelona.
A round-trip ticket means you go and you come back. A one-way flight means you only go one direction.
Good. What else?
You might ask, what time is the departure? Meaning, when does the plane leave? And what time is the arrival? Meaning, when does the plane land? You might also ask, is there a layover? A layover is a stop between flights. Or you could say, I prefer an aisle seat. That's the seat next to the aisle. Or I prefer a window seat. That's next to the window.
Oh, that's nice information. And here's a tip. If you book your flight early, it's usually cheaper. Prices go up when you book close to your travel date.
Absolutely true. And here's another tip. Travel on weekdays instead of weekends. Flights are usually cheaper on Tuesdays and Wednesdays than on Fridays and Saturdays.
All right, so you've booked your flight. Now you need a place to stay. Step 4, finding and booking accommodation.
Yes, and there are so many options now. You have hotels, hostels, Airbnb apartments, guest houses, and more.
What's the difference between these options?
Good question. A hotel is a traditional accommodation where you stay in a room. You have a front desk, housekeeping, and usually more services. A hostel is cheaper. You can get a private room or share a room with other travelers. An Airbnb is an apartment or house rented by a local person. A guest house is like a small hotel, usually family-run.
And which one is cheapest?
Usually a hostel is cheapest, then Airbnb, then a guest house, and hotels are usually the most expensive. But it depends on the location and the season.
Right. So what phrases do we use when booking accommodation?
Great! You might say, I need a room for 3 nights. Or, I'm looking for a double bedroom, meaning a room with one large bed for 2 people. Or, I need 2 single beds, meaning 2 separate beds.
What if someone asks about breakfast?
You could ask, does your room include breakfast? Or you might say, I prefer a hotel with breakfast included. Included means it's part of the price. You don't pay extra.
And what about the facilities?
Good point. You might ask, does the room have Wi-Fi? Does it have air conditioning? Does it have a bathroom? These are common questions. And Wi-Fi is wireless internet, and air conditioning means a cooling system in the room.
What about the price?
Ah, yes. You can ask, how much is the room per night? Per night means each night. So if a room is $50 per night and you stay for 3 nights, that's $150 total.
Got it. And here's a money-saving tip. If you stay longer, sometimes the price per night goes down. So always ask, is there a discount for a longer stay?
Excellent tip. And another thing, you can negotiate in some places, especially in Asia. You might ask, is that your best price? Or can you give me a discount? Many places will negotiate with you.
Okay, you've booked your flight and your room. Now step 5, planning activities and attractions. This is the fun part.
It really is. So you want to think about what you want to do. Do you want to visit museums? Do you want to go to beaches? Do you want to hike? Do you want to try local food?
There are so many things to do. How do you decide?
Well, you should think about your interests. If you love history, maybe you want to visit historical sites. If you love nature, maybe you want to go hiking or to national parks.
And what phrases do we use?
You might say, what are the main attractions here? Or you could ask, can you recommend some places to visit? Recommend means to suggest something good. You might also say, I'm interested in seeing the local culture, or I want to try authentic food.
I like authentic. That means real, traditional, not touristy, right?
Exactly. Authentic food is real local food cooked the traditional way. And here's a phrase, tourist trap. This means a place that's very popular with tourists and usually more expensive and maybe not as good. You might say, let's avoid the tourist traps and find local places instead.
Smart. What about booking tours?
Great question. You can say, I'd like to book a tour to the mountains, or can you arrange a tour for me? Arrange means to organize or set up. You might also say, is there a guided tour? A guided tour means a professional person shows you around and explains things.
And what about prices for activities?
You can ask, how much does the tour cost? Or, what's the price of admission? Admission is the price you pay to enter a place like a museum.
Here's another tip. In many countries, you can get discounts if you book tours in advance, and group tours are usually cheaper than private tours. All right, so you know what to do, but now you need to get around. Step 6, arranging transportation.
Right, this is really important. When you arrive at your destination, how do you get to your hotel? How do you visit attractions? You need transportation.
And what are the options?
You have several options. Taxi, an individual car with a driver, bus, a large vehicle with many passengers, train, rides on rails, good for traveling between cities, subway, underground train system in big cities, Rental car, you rent a car and drive yourself. Or sometimes you can just walk.
And what phrases do we use?
You might ask, is there public transportation? Public transportation means buses, trains, subways, transportation for many people. Or you could ask, how do I get to the hotel from the airport? And the person might say, you can take a taxi, or you can take a bus, or you can take the subway.
And what if you want to rent a car?
You could say, I'd like to rent a car for 3 days. And they might ask, do you have an international driver's license? You should have a license from your country. They might also ask, what type of car do you prefer? Automatic or manual? Automatic means the car changes gears by itself. Manual means you change gears yourself.
And what about navigation? How do you know where to go?
Great question. You can ask, can I use Google Maps here? Or you can say, do you have directions to the nearest train station? Nearest means closest. You can also ask, is it walking distance? Meaning, can you walk there?
And a money-saving tip, public transportation is usually much cheaper than taxis, so use buses and trains when you can.
Absolutely true. And another tip is, in many cities, you can buy a travel card or pass that gives you unlimited transportation for several days, so you only pay once.
Okay, we're almost at the end. Step 8, preparing documents and money. This is so important because without these, you can't travel.
Exactly. So let's talk about documents first. What do you need?
The most important is your passport, right?
Yes, a passport is absolutely essential. It's your travel document that shows who you are and what country you're from. You should check, when does your passport expire? Expire means when it stops being valid.
And how long does a passport need to be valid?
Usually, it needs to be valid for at least 6 months after your travel date. So if you're traveling in July, your passport should be valid until at least January of the next year.
Got it. And what other documents might you need?
Depending on where you're going, you might need a visa. A visa is a permission from a country to enter. Some countries require a visa, some don't. You should ask, do I need a visa to visit this country?
And how do you get a visa?
You usually go to the embassy or consulate of that country. You fill out a form, submit your passport, pay a fee, and wait. It can take weeks or even months, so do this early.
Good advice. What about travel insurance?
Travel insurance is very smart. It covers you if something happens, if you get sick, if you lose your luggage, if you need to cancel your trip. You might say, I'd like to buy travel insurance, and they explain what it covers.
And how do you handle money?
There are several ways. You can bring cash in the local currency. You can use ATM, automatic teller machine, to withdraw money. You can use credit cards, or you can use apps like Wise or PayPal that let you send money internationally. And which is the best option?
Honestly, it's a mix. Bring some cash, use ATM, and have a credit card as backup. This way you're safe. And here's a tip. Notify your bank before you travel. Tell them where you're going. This way, they don't block your card thinking it's fraud.
Great tip. And money saving, exchange money at ATM, not at the airport. ATM usually gives better rates, meaning better exchange value for your money.
All right, we're at the last step. Step 8, making a packing list and doing a final check before you leave. This is the fun part, right? Packing?
Well, packing can be stressful if you're not organized. So here's what you do. Make a list. Think about the weather. Think about your activities. Think about the culture.
What do you usually pack?
Basic things. Clothes, appropriate for the weather. Shoes, socks, underwear. Toiletries like toothbrush and toothpaste. Medications if you need them. Phone charger, documents, and money.
And what about the culture? What does that mean?
Good question. Some countries or places have dress codes. For example, if you're visiting religious temples, you might need to cover your shoulders and knees. So you need to pack clothes that show respect.
That's smart. What's a common phrase for this?
You might say, "What should I wear there?" or "Is there a dress code?" And people can tell you what's appropriate.
Okay, and what about the final check?
The final check is the day before you travel. You check, do I have my passport? Do I have my tickets? Do I have my wallet? Do I have my phone? Do I have my luggage? Everything?
And what if you arrive at the airport and realize you forgot something?
That's not good. That's why a checklist is so important. Before you leave your house, you go through your checklist and confirm everything is packed.
Here's a phrase. Did I remember? Did I remember my passport? Did I remember my charger? You ask yourself these questions.
Exactly. And one last tip, don't overpack. Many people pack too much and then can't carry their luggage. Pack only what you need.
Okay, Mr. B, let's do a quick vocabulary review so people remember the important words.
Great idea. So, important travel vocabulary.
Go ahead.
For that, destination, the place you want to go. Attraction, something interesting to see or do. Direct flight, a flight that goes straight without stopping. Connection flight, a flight with a stop at another airport. Round trip, going and coming back. One way, going only one direction. Accommodation, a place to stay. Per night, each night, the price for one night. Authentic, real, traditional, not fake. Tourist trap, a place popular with tourists but often expensive and maybe not as good. Public transportation. Public transportation. Buses, trains, subways. Passport, your travel document. Visa, permission to enter a country. ATM, automatic teller machine, where you get cash. Exchange rate, how much foreign money equals your money. Luggage or baggage, your bags for travel.
Perfect. Those are the key words. If you understand these, you can have a real conversation about travel in English.
You know what? Let's do one real example conversation to bring everything together.
Oh, yes, I love this. Let's say I'm calling a travel agency. Can you be the agent?
Of course. Here we go.
Hi, I'm interested in planning a trip to Vietnam. Can you help me?
Of course. I'd be happy to help. When are you thinking about traveling?
I'm thinking about September. How's the weather then?
September is in the rainy season, so it's humid and wet. But there are fewer tourists, so it's cheaper. If you prefer dry weather, November to February is better.
Okay, I prefer good weather. So let's say I want to go in December. How many days do you recommend?
For Vietnam, I recommend at least 10 to 14 days. That way you can visit Hanoi, Halong Bay, and Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay, and what about accommodation? What's the price?
It depends on what you want. A nice hotel is about $60 to $100 per night. A mid-range hotel is about $30 to $50, and a budget hostel is about $10 to $15 per night.
What does a budget hostel include?
A basic room, usually with shared bathroom, and sometimes breakfast. Most hostels also have free Wi-Fi.
Okay, and do I need a visa?
Yes, most foreigners need a visa for Vietnam. You can get a visa on arrival, or you can apply before you go. I recommend applying before because it's more reliable.
What about transportation? How do I get around?
Vietnam has buses between cities, and there are also flights. Within cities, you can use taxis, buses, or hire a motorbike. Public transportation is very cheap. A bus ride is usually less than $1.
That's amazing. And what about food? Is it cheap?
Oh yes, street food is very cheap, $2 to $5 for a meal. and Vietnamese food is delicious.
Okay, I'm excited. Can you send me a quote?
Of course. I'll send you a proposal with flights, hotel, and some activities. Give me your email address.
My email is anna.english.cafe@gmail.com.
Perfect. You'll receive it tomorrow.
There you go. A real conversation about travel planning.
So everyone, that was our episode on how to plan a trip in English. How do you feel? Do you feel more confident now?
I think we covered so much, from deciding your destination to packing your bag. We did it all.
And the most important thing is you don't need to be perfect in English. Native speakers understand you, and they're happy to help. Speak slowly, ask questions, and don't be embarrassed.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the more comfortable you become. I promise, it gets easier each time you travel.
So here's what I want you to do. Pick a destination you want to visit. Go online and research it. Practice the phrases we taught you today. Maybe call a travel agency or email a hotel in English. Get real experience.
Yes, and come back next week because we're going to talk about how to communicate with people at the hotel, at restaurants, and at tourist attractions. It's going to be so useful.
Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below. Where's your dream destination? Where do you want to travel? We want to know.
Thank you so much for watching. This was fun.
Thank you. We'll see you next time at English Learning Cafe.
Bye, everyone. Happy traveling.